Let the games begin. Front row seat for Jacob Zuma in the pre-election battle between the ANC and MK party. Going backwards, Gambia's move to uphold female genital mutilation.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Cut off, not working. One of more than 100 medical services in Gauteng where the phones don't work. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
But first this, the investigative directorate has raided the home of the National Assembly Speaker, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. It's linked to graft claims against her that while she was Defence Minister, she was paid millions in cash bribes from the South African National Defence Force.
Parliament has today confirmed the NPA conducted a search and seizure at her home in connection with these allegations. The claims were brought to Parliament's Joint Standing Committee on Defence 2 years ago, but an investigation was never carried out due to the anonymity of the source. Now, Mapisa-Nqakula is believed to be implicated in an affidavit for immunity by the defence contractor in question. But Parliament says Mapisa-Nqakula has nothing to hide and welcomed the investigators into her home today, which was searched for 5 hours. The legislature says she's profoundly disturbed by the allegations which go against what she represents. Parliament says this morning's events mean she's been unable to travel to Cape Town to preside over the President's question time this afternoon.
The number you dialed is not in service.
This phone doesn't work. It's been cut off. It's one of 32 phones in hospitals and 83 clinics across Gauteng that have not worked since February. Their lines have been cut because the Provincial Health Department has not paid its bills. Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital, Steve Biko, Kopanong and West Kopi's Psychiatric Hospital are among the affected health facilities.
It's really appalling that after 5 weeks, the Gauteng Health Department has still not paid its telephone bills. It's just a simple thing to pay bills on time. Why can't they do this and ensure that an essential communication service like telephones at hospitals is operational?
ANC's lawyers say their case against the IEC and the MK party isn't just about the upcoming national elections, but rather, quote, every election from here out. The ANC is challenging MK's registration as a political party.
What's emerged as a key question in today's proceeding is whether the Electoral Court, which is sitting in the Supreme Court of Appeal, even has the power to hear the case. The Electoral Court Act provides that it may review any decision of the Commission relating to an electoral matter. However, in this case, the IEC and MK maintained the decision to register the party, at which the ANC takes aim, was taken by the Deputy Chief Electoral Officer and thus falls outside the court's jurisdiction. Another key question centres on the case's urgency or lack thereof. It was brought on an urgent basis, but the respondents contend that the urgency is self-created, with the decision in question here taken in September last year. The court itself also seems doubtful as to whether it can even make the order the ANC is seeking. The legislation provides for an internal appeals process, and while the ANC did previously and unsuccessfully try to challenge MK's registration through that internal process, that attempt was based on different grounds to this one. What the court will ultimately find, though, remains to be seen.
Today has been all about bail applications in the murder case of Kiernan A.K. Forbes and Tebelo Tibbs Motswane.
Durban businessman Mziwi Temba Gwabeni and KZN farmer Lindo Ndamande applied for bail in the Durban Magistrates Court today. They were arrested last month along with 5 others, including 2 men in Eswatini. All 5 of the men arrested in South Africa intend to plead not guilty. Gwabeni is alleged to have received a sum of more than 800,000 rand, which the state alleges was payment for the murder of Forbes.
Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola has approved and transmitted a request by South Africa for the extradition of 2 men from Eswatini linked to the murders. Brothers Siyabonga and Malusi Ndamande were arrested by the Royal Crown Police in Eswatini. They were hiding out at a flat in the capital and will appear in the Manzini Magistrates Court on Wednesday. A state witness at the Western Cape High Court against alleged underworld gang boss Nafiz Modak and 14 other co-accused has detailed his involvement in one of the murders linked to the case. Modak and his co-accused face a slew of charges related to the murder of slain anti-gang unit detective Charles Kinnear, who was shot and killed outside his Bishop Lavis home in September 2020. According to the state, Modak and his co-accused are also behind the murder of Nico Heerschop, the father of a Hawks officer, as well as the attempted murder of criminal lawyer William Booth. The state witness today detailed how he was allegedly asked by one of the co-accused to help in the murder of Heerschop. Heerschop was shot dead at his home in Melkbosstrand on the 9th of July in 2019. The case continues on Wednesday. Politicians in Gambia want to lift a ban on female genital mutilation. They believe it violates citizens' rights to practice their culture and religion. The World Health Organization says the practice has no health benefits and can lead to excessive bleeding, shock, psychological problems, and even death. It's often performed on girls younger than 5 years in the belief that it would control their sexuality. In 2015, Gambia imposed steep fines and jail sentences for those who carry out female circumcision. And before we say goodbye, we're busting a myth here that lightning never strikes twice. It does. At the Eyewitness pump in Gauteng, the Joburg mayor tells us it's been hit again, exacerbating already dire water woes for many in the city. We'll see you for more again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.